Am I the asshole for agreeing with my mom that it's kind of pathetic that my wife can't cook? I, 28 male, have been married to my wife, 31 female, for about a year. Overall, things are great, but one thing that's been bugging me is that my wife doesn't know how to cook at all. I've always been the one to handle meals, which I was fine with in the beginning because I enjoy cooking. But over time, it started to wear on me, especially when I come home after a long day at work and still have to cook dinner while she relaxes. She refuses to cook and claims there is nothing wrong with not being able to cook. It's been an ongoing issue between us. I've been trying to teach her, but she's really bad at it. Many conversations about this. The other night, my mom, 56 female, came over for dinner. As usual, I was in the kitchen preparing everything, and my wife was sitting with my mom. At one point, my mom offered to help, and I asked if she could make the gravy or cut some fruit. My wife was standing around in the kitchen when my mom handed her a knife and asked her to cut some fruit while she handled the gravy. My wife couldn't figure out how to hold it properly, and it ended up making a mess. My mom watched her fail to cut the fruit and then blurted out, "It's honestly kind of pathetic that you don't even know how to cut a piece of fruit at your age." She then went behind her and started to guide her how to cut stuff like you do with a kid. My wife kind of shrugged and just finished cutting her fruit with my mom guiding her. Dinner happens, and I noticed my wife was not happy the whole night. Yeah. My mom left, and she was pissed I didn't defend her, that I embarrassed her by letting it happen. We got into a bad argument, and I told her that it is pathetic she cannot even cut fruit. She's literally older than me and can't hold a knife properly. She told me that is not the point, and I needed to defend her, and it's not her fault she's bad at cooking. I pointed out it is, and she's embarrassed because not being able to hold a knife properly is embarrassing for an adult. My wife thinks I am a huge jerk. Edit. I cannot keep up over 2,000 comments, and I have things to do. If you have any info, may already be answered in a previous comment. And then there's an update.
Uh-oh.
So let's talk about this a little bit.
Okay, so
and then we'll kind of read
is she
the
the
update.
asshole or is he the asshole?
So he's asking if he's the asshole.
He's asking if he's the
or also calling her pathetic after his mother called her pathetic.
Okay, do you want to throw your opinion out there first, or you want me to go?
Well, you go. I want to hear your thoughts on this.
So I'm assuming there was a period of time where they were dating, right, before they actually got married. I mean, just going off of just common sense, right? You usually date before you get married. You know? I would say that he had to have known she couldn't cook before he proposed to her.
Yeah, and he said at the so my thing is at the beginning he said he knew this and it was okay. He kind of enjoyed cooking, so he was fine with it.
Yeah.
Most of the time, okay, let's talk about like gender roles. Most of the time, women end up having to do the cooking all of the time, and I doubt that they enjoy it all of the time either, right?
Right.
So in that respect, I'm like, okay, I don't think it's a big deal that she maybe doesn't do the cooking in their relationship. I think the bigger issue here for me is that the mom called her pathetic.
Yes.
And he didn't say anything about it.
Yeah, I definitely think he should have defended her with that. That was completely uncalled for. You know, so I do think he's an asshole there. Now I'm going to say he's an asshole.
Yeah. So, and I do think like, hey, if somebody's telling you, I don't enjoy cooking all the time, we need to come up with a compromise, then yeah, she probably needs to step up and either figure out how to cook or say, hey, on my days, I'm going to order out, or I'm going to, I'm going to figure out another option. Maybe that's not super complicated.
Yeah, compromising is always good in any relationship, right?
I'm not saying that she shouldn't do something to assist him if it's becoming a hassle for him, but I do think like you let your mom call her a name. I can't even imagine your mom calling me names, and I can't imagine you being okay with your mom calling me a name.
I wouldn't be. Yeah. So I think in that respect, I think he was wrong, 100%.
Yeah.
And like her cooking and stuff. Compromise. Communicate with each other. But to call her pathetic over something like that, I think was a little bit uncalled for.
I just, if I thought about like switching the roles, and if this was written by a woman who was saying that her husband doesn't cook, I think it would be a completely different conversation.
Right. 100%.
And like I don't know. I just think it would be completely different.
Yeah,
so the update here is He says, I definitely think this is weaponized incompetence. I will suggest marriage counseling and cooking classes. If things don't change, I will be out. I will make this very clear. Also, for those asking, it was strawberries. She was smushing them and cutting them with the stems still on. Let me read the number one comment.
Okay.
Esh. Your mom shouldn't have called her pathetic, and I can see why your wife would be hurt that you didn't say anything to defend her. You shouldn't have called her pathetic either. That isn't constructive and will only make her feel hurt and defensive. It isn't fair for her to expect you to do all of the cooking and needs to make a reasonable effort to learn, especially something as basic as holding a knife. Did she not have a parent who could teach her? It might not necessarily be her fault that she never learned when she was young, but she does need to be open to learning more now so it doesn't all fall on you. As an adult, she's the only one responsible now for her gaps in knowledge and has ample resources to fill them. At this point, it's weaponized incompetence on her part since she refuses to even try. Insulting someone is the best way to kill their want to learn. If you and your mom make this a negative experience for her, she'll not want to learn. You need to sit down and have an adult conversation with her that cooking everything has been too much on you and you'd like to bond with her through helping her learn to cook.
100%.
Maybe you could even get one of those subscription boxes like HelloFresh once a week, an easy meal with all of the ingredients and recipes to follow, and you two can make a couple's night out of it.
Yeah, I think
That's a
was,
great idea.
Yeah, I thought that was a
That's
great
exciting.
comment.
We should do that just for fun.
I know, right? No, that was a fantastic comment. Super constructive, non-critical. I love that.
For sure. So yeah, so overall, so this particular one, not enough info who mode. So basically they could not make a decision on if he was the asshole or not. And
well, I kind of think he is, because that's a last statement that he made there. She doesn't learn or something like that. He's saying he's out.
Yeah.
He's like he's just like non-compromising. He's just like
so that's a deal breaker.
Kind of
like
thing.
if you don't have somebody that cooks, that's a deal breaker. I
But
can't
he got
imagine
what
that
they're-
being a deal breaker for me. Because I mean, you cook one or two things.
But what I do, I do well.
Okay.
I think I make a green pot of chili.
Okay.
I do.
You do.
My manicotti
You
is
do.
off the charts.
It's pretty good. You do have some good dishes. And if I'm ever like, ugh, I cannot do it tonight, we figure it out. We order out, or we do leftovers, or we make sandwiches, something simple.
Something,
So
of course.
We figure it out.
Always do something, yeah.
Yeah.
But him, I think he's all or nothing. I don't like that.
So our opinion, our vote is he is the asshole.
That's our vote. You guys let us know down below what you guys think. Is he the asshole or is he the asshole? But yeah.
And do you think it would have changed if it was read differently, if it was a woman that was complaining about her husband not helping her cook or not being able to cook?
That's a good
because
one.
I seriously think like there would not be as big of an issue if it was a man who couldn't cook.
That's a good one. Yeah. I didn't even think of that. Yeah.
Like nobody would be like, you need to leave him.
Yeah.
He can't make you dinner.
That's a good one, guys. Leave your comments down below. I love
Let
that.
us know.
Let us know what you think about that.
Yeah. Awesome.
Awesome.
Bye.
Peace out.